Urgent Chiefs Kingdom fan, look at what just happened. Nobody saw this coming, huh? But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we bring you daily videos with the latest Chiefs Kingdom news, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Cleveland Browns sign OL Tevin Jenkins, re-sign CV Tony Brown. The Cleveland Browns have confirmed the signing of offensive guard Tevin Jenkins. They also resigned corner Tony Brown. The Cleveland Browns have come to an agreement with free agent offensive lineman Tevin Jenkins. Jenkins started 38 games over the past 4 years for the Chicago Bears. He was a second-round pick in the 2021 draft. Formerly an offensive tackle for Oklahoma State, Jenkins has played a few different spots on the offensive line, most notably left guard for the Bears. Jenkins started out as an offensive tackle in his rookie year with the Bears, playing 6 games and starting 2 at left tackle. They then moved him to right guard for his second year. There, Jenkins started 11 games, appearing in 13. 2023, he split time at both guard spots. Jenkins saw action at left guard for 8 games and right guard for 4. This past season, Jenkins started 14 games, all of which were at right guard. With Jenkins heading to free agency, the Bears have transformed the interior of their offensive line. They traded for veterans, acquiring Jonah Jackson from the Los Angeles Rams and Joe Thuney from the Kansas City Chiefs in exchange for draft picks. They also signed center Drew Dahlman to a lucrative free agent deal. That cleared the way for Jenkins to leave, and the Browns have made the move to add him to their offensive line room. With Joel Bitonio and Wyatt Teller both in their 30s and Bitonio playing his last season in the league, the Browns were going to be in the market to get younger at the position. They had drafted Zach Zinter in the 3rd round of the 2024 draft. Jenkins, 27, would be another move toward that effort. Jenkins has been a good player when he's on the field. The problem for him has been consistently remaining on the field. 2024 is the season in which he saw the most action, but he has dealt with injuries ranging from his back to his knee to his calf. Still, for a team that could use more depth and a potential option moving forward, the experience and high-level play Jenkins brings to the table is a significant boost to the offensive line room. Jenkins is the second big addition to the offensive line this offseason. The first was Cornelius Lucas, a highly regarded veteran swing tackle with quality starting experience at both left and right tackle. The Browns also announced the resigning of defensive back Tony Brown. Technically listed at corner, Brown's a special teams player, predominantly a gunner. He has played slightly more corner in the NFL than Jenkins has, and it's been poor. He does have excellent speed and has been with special teams coordinator Bubba Ventrone, both with the Browns and the Indianapolis Colts. Pausing this news just to say that if you want YouTube to keep recommending the latest Chiefs Kingdom news to you, it's very important that you leave a like on this video. Thanks. Now let's get back to the news. Chiefs, Chargers potentially fighting over. Same free agent wide receiver Stefon Diggs is still a free agent, and 2 top AFC contenders could seek his services for the upcoming season. The first wave of free agency is done, and wide receiver Stefon Diggs is still a free agent. A 4-time Pro Bowler, Diggs spent the 2024 season with the Houston Texans and appeared to be in the midst of another strong season. Through the first 8 games of the year, the wide receiver recorded 47 receptions for 496 yards and 3 touchdowns. However, Diggs tore his ACL midway through the season, prematurely ending his season and making him one of the most high-risk, high-reward players on the market. Prior to his injury, Diggs was on pace to reach 1,000 receiving yards for the 7th consecutive season. However, he's also on the wrong side of 30 and is coming off a serious knee injury. Nobody knows how much is left in his tank, but someone will roll the dice on him before the start of the season. Looking across the league, the 2 best fits could be the Los Angeles Chargers and Kansas City Chiefs. Chargers could fight over free agent Stefon Diggs. The Los Angeles Chargers entered the offseason with all the cap space they'd need to get Jim Harbaugh's team to the next level. Following a disappointing early playoff exit, the Chargers rebuilt their run game with running back Najee Harris and Super Bowl champion guard Mekhi Becton. These 2 should improve an already dangerous rushing attack, but this team needs another receiving weapon. Second-round pick Ladd McConkey was the only consistent set of hands in 2024, and while the Georgia product seems to be a star in the making, he can't carry the passing attack by himself. Quentin Johnston is far too inconsistent for a regular role, and free agent signee Mike Williams didn't look like he had much left in his tank last year. Stefon Diggs may not be the safest signing in the league, but the free agent offers plenty of upside. Quite frankly, the Chargers must shoot for the moon if they want to overtake a stacked AFC loaded with elite quarterbacks. Justin Herbert is fantastic, but he can't single-handedly defeat Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and Josh Allen. Chances are he'd have to face at least two of those quarterbacks to make the Super Bowl, and Los Angeles doesn't have the offensive firepower to hang with these elite teams. Diggs could be the difference here, as he won't need to be anything more than the second option in this passing attack. Helping Mahomes, the Kansas City Chiefs face an interesting offseason. After Patrick Mahomes struggled by his standards with a subpar group of pass catchers, the room might be worse in 2025. While Marquise Brown will return, DeAndre Hopkins is in Baltimore, Rashee Rice is coming off a season-ending knee injury, and both Rice and first-round pick Xavier Worthy could be subject to league discipline. With Travis Kelce also getting older, Mahomes could use a reliable veteran to kick this passing game into gear. Stefon Diggs has a history of causing off-field troubles, but if any team could handle the free agent, it's the Chiefs. Kansas City is no stranger to colorful personalities inhabiting the locker room, so they should be able to keep Diggs motivated as they chase another Lombardi trophy. Chiefs' $30 million gamble creates worrisome development, says writer. The Kansas City Chiefs had a few major objectives heading into the 2025 offseason, but most believe the number one priority was to find a new long-term left tackle in NFL free agency, or the draft, after reportedly targeting Baltimore Ravens free agent Ronnie Stanley, who was resigned before hitting the open market. Chiefs general manager Brett Veach quickly pivoted to San Francisco 49ers offensive tackle Jaylon Moore, which was seen as a risky yet intriguing move. USA Today writer Nate Davis highlighted this decision as a potential key mistake that Kansas City could come to regret on March 19th. So they owe QB Patrick Mahomes another debt of gratitude, his latest restructure saving the AFC champions about $50 million. Davis began questioning. Yet despite that breathing room, the left side of an O-line that got overrun in the Super Bowl exported Joe Thuney and couldn't do better for now anyway than a 2-year, $30 million gamble on new LT Jaylon Moore, who started 12 times in 4 NFL seasons. CB Christian Fulton, 2 years, $20 million addresses an area of need, and Mahomes will surely be glad to see franchised G. Trey Smith, WR's Hollywood Brown, and Juju Smith-Schuster, plus RB Kareem Hunt return. And resigning LB Nick Bolton 3 years, $45 million softens the departures of Tershawn Wharton and S. Justin Reed, he went on. Still, even with T.E. Travis Kelce and W.R. Rashee Rice also returning, KC seems to have a major issue with blockers coming. Off a season when Mahomes was sacked a career-high 36 times, which doesn't include 6 more in Super Bowl 59, the most he'd ever absorbed in an NFL game, Davis concluded that this is a worrisome development. Pro Football Focus agrees Jaylon Moore signing was least favorite Chiefs move of NFL free agency. It wasn't just Davis that was critical of the Moore signing. Pro Football Focus analyst Mason Cameron seemed to agree with the USA Today writer, calling the left tackle addition his least favorite Chiefs move of free agency during an article on March 19th. Moore filled in admirably for Trent Williams down the stretch of the 49ers' 2024 season, earning a quality 74. 9 PFF overall grade, highlighted by solid metrics as a pass blocker, Cameron acknowledged before adding, "However, this is quite an expensive deal for a player with limited NFL experience, just over 800 career snaps. It ultimately leaves this unit in worse shape entering 2025. Needless to say, just because everyone doubts Moore's experience, that doesn't mean the bold left tackle commitment won't work." New Chiefs LT Jaylon Moore addresses doubters tape. Doesn't Lie Moore addressed the KC media for the first time on March 20th, and he seemed very aware that there's a lot riding on Veach's decision to sign him as the new starting left tackle. "My goal is to try and get better every day," the former Niner told reporters on Thursday. "If I can do that, I can be in a position to help us win games." He also displayed confidence in his ability, stating, "In my opinion, the tape doesn't lie. I know it's a small sample size, but I just go out there and play ball the way I know how the Chiefs see something in me. So, I'm excited to go balls to the wall for these guys." Moore credited learning behind Williams while discussing his development. "As a blocker, it's kind of hard for the floor to be very low," he said. Just being put in that position and being able to study behind him and kind of critique my game based on what I see every single day, it made all the difference in the world. Gamble or not, barring a first-round left tackle selection, the job appears to be Moore's to lose. That means he'll get the opportunity to prove Kansas City right in 2025, while also proving everyone else wrong. And now, Chiefs fan, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if you know this, but your opinion matters a lot for Chiefs. I'll be back any moment with more Chiefs Kingdom news.